welcome to the video walkthroughs of the actual questions. So, question 1, we are after finding which one is our base. So, with these, if we're after our base, we're after the one which is going to be perpendicular to our height. Okay, so we're after this particular one here. So if I have a look at my diagrams, when I'm identifying these, because I'm just after my base would actually be this one here, which is 20 for A. And my base for this one here would be my 2 meters. Because out of the two numbers, this one is my, this one would be my height, and this one would actually be my height, because they are perpendicular to the base. So here's my base, here's my base. Next question, we are now looking at which one is our height. So, our height this time is our perpendicular height, and again, we're looking for that lovely T, and it will be that length off the T, which is perpendicular to the base. So I've got 6 meters for this one, and again, I'm looking for that T. Here's my base, and here I've got my T, so this one here, 1.9 meters, will actually be my height in this case. Next one, we've got some values, and we are using only A and C for this question, I do believe, so I'm just going to quickly just cross out letter B. But you're more than welcome to do any more extra questions to help you out with these two. So first thing we're going to do, anytime we have a area that we have to calculate, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down my equation. So half times base times height. I then substitute in what I know. So I know that my base in this particular case is 5. And I also know that my height is 4. So let's substitute that in as well. And then my answer will be half times 5 times 4. So that will give me 10. And we don't actually have units for this particular one, but we know it will be units squared. So we don't know the number, but we can still make sure that we write down those units. So that's our last step to answer with our units. Letter C, again, let's put down our formula first. Half times our base times our height. And our base in this case, remember, we're using as our green, is 2.5. So let's substitute in. So half multiplied by 2.5 multiplied by my height, which is 10. So my height of 10, which gives me my answer of, should have used my calculator. That's absolutely okay. So 5 times 2.5. So chuck that one to the calculator or just chuck that in, and whatever your answer will be. And again, we don't have our units, so make sure you write units squared for your particular one. So my answer should actually be 12 point... I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's absolutely okay. Alright, we're just going to leave that one. You can figure that one out on the calculator. Next question we have is question number 4. So we are doing area of the given triangle. For all of these, we have our formula. Again, half times our base times our height. And we need to keep this consistent throughout to make sure that we are actually doing what we need. So first thing I'm going to do, and you do this with the triangles one by one, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my base and I'm going to find my height, and then I can actually go on to answer these. So for letter B, here is my base for 12 centimeters and here is my height of 5 centimeters. Again, I have that lovely T, so the base is that one and my height is that one. Let's have a go at our next one. So letter D, I have my base here of 1 and I'm looking for that perpendicular T. So where that's going up, that will be my height there as well of 2.4 meters. Next one we have is this one down here. So with this one, I have my base here of 7 kilometers. So I'm going to highlight that one I have as my base. And I have my height, will be this 7 kilometers as well. Okay, now I can go to actually have a go at answering some of these. So first thing you do for all of them is you substitute in your values. So I'll write my equation in first. Half base times height. And the next thing that you do is you do every single one. We're going to do the same process. So I'm going to model one of these and then just show you a little bit about those two as well. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put in my base, which in this case for this triangle here, my base was 12. So half multiplied by 12 multiplied by 5. So that will give me my answer of 30. My answer is not done because I need my units, and my units here are centimeters. So I have centimeters squared. Next one, again, similar process. I need to substitute in my values. So let's do that now. So I have half multiplied by my base of 1 multiplied by my height of 2.4. Again, I'm doing this particular triangle, so I end up with my answer when you put it into the calculator. So it'll be half times 1 times 2.4. So half times 1 times 2.4, once I put that into a calculator, gives me an answer of 1.2. And let's have a look at our units. We have is going to be meters squared because we have meters here. Okay, last one for question number 4. So, again, substitute it in. So I have half multiplied by 7, multiplied by 7, and I end up with my answer. So half times 7 times 7. When I put that into the calculator, it gives me my answer of 24.5, and I need to keep in mind my units, so it'll be kilometers squared. On to our next question, number 5. So for this one, is similar to one of the examples that you had earlier. So with this one in particular, you are looking at finding what the height is and the base is first. And again, we know that we are going to have to use our area of a triangle formula. So I'm just going to write it there for me. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to find our base. So our base is going to be this one here. And our base for this one is going to be this one here. Then we have our height. So our height will actually be our perpendicular height. We are looking for that lovely T section. And for this one, it will be one of those ones where we have to actually have the dotted line. And this is going to be my height in this case. So I'm just going to label each of those so we can see them nice and clearly. And let's actually find out what they are. Okay, so for this particular one, I have one unit and another unit, and we were told that the grids are 1 centimeters. So 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter gives me, for my base, is going to be 2 centimeters. And my height, let's have a look as well. I have 1 and 2. So again, my base and my height are the same values. So that makes it a lot easier when I'm trying to do my calculations. So write out my formula, half times base times height, substitute it in, half times 2, then multiply it again by your height. So you end up with 2, I believe. Yep, because half times 2 is 1, multiplied by 2, and I'm not done. I need to do my area of centimeters squared. Okay, next one. So my base for this particular one, I have 1 and 2, so 2 units across. So my base is going to be 2 centimeters. And my height, having a look here, so I have 1, 2, 3. So my height for this one will be 3 centimeters. Now I can substitute into my equation. So half times base times height. Then I substitute in. So half times 2 times 3, which gives me my answer of 3 centimeters squared. Again, remember those units, really, really important. Okay, on the home stretch, number 6, I have to draw. Drawing is a really, really good thing to actually be doing with all of your practices. particularly in maths, because then you are able to see certain information. So I've already drawn a rectangular block here, and I've got measuring 40 by 24. So let's add that to our diagram. So I'm just going to put it in here. So we have, so that's 40 meters by 24 meters. Now we look at the next part. It says that we cut along a diagonal. So basically we're turning them into two triangles. So let's do that now, shall we? I'm just going to change my color so you can see it a little bit better. So I am now going to cut this into some triangles. So I'm going to make a diagonal. So now I can see that I actually have two triangles that are actually formed. Okay. And I need to find the area of each of those triangles. So this triangle plus this triangle. So I need to split this up into kind of two parts. So I'm going to have, this is going to be my, apologies, this is going to be my first triangle, and this is going to be my second triangle. So my area for my first triangle, I have my base of 40, and I have my height of 24, because it's the same as that. So let's substitute that in. So it's half multiplied by 40, which is my base, multiplied by 24. So once I put that into the calculator, so 0.5 or half multiplied by 40 multiplied by 24 gives me my answer of 480 meters squared. Now let's do the same for our second one. And again, remember, the only thing that I haven't added to this is the fact that this side is the same as this side. So I'm going to make my life easier and just write it in now. And this side is the same as this side, so this will also be 40 meters. So that's just from what we know about our perimeter, a fact that we know about rectangles in particular. So my second area, so I'm just going to write here as well, my total area is going to be my triangle 1 plus my triangle 2, because that's what we're aiming to do. So my second one, I have my base here of 40, and I have my height here of 24. So again, let's substitute it in. So I've got half multiplied by 40 multiplied by 24, which gives me my answer, the exact same as the one for my first triangle, which is 480 meters squared. So to find my total area, I have to add those two together. So 480 plus 480 gives me my answer of 960, and I need to make sure that I put in my meters squared. So remember as well from before, a triangle itself is quite literally just the area of half of a rectangle. You've actually just proved that then. Last one, number 7. Let's go. So we have a square pyramid and it has a base length. Let's highlight that so we know what we're talking about. It has a base length of 120. So we've got there my base, which is 120. And we also have our height, which we're told here, of the rectangular face is 80 meters. So that's my height. I need to be able to find the area of one rectangular face. So I need to know how much space this is. So, same as we've done before, let's put in our formula. So we've got half times base times height. Let's substitute in. So half multiplied by my base, which is 120, and then multiply that by my height, which is 80. So once I put that into a calculator, so half times 120 times 80 gives me my answer of 4,800 meters squared. And you are done.